Hello and welcome to the fifth round of the CDR. This is the C1 category. Tom Cans in the commentary box giving you the details for tonight's event. We are at the Bahrain International Circuit in Sakhir, in the Bahrain capital of Manama. This is the fifth round of 14 races, and what's proven to be an intriguing season so far. As far as the title race is concerned, Mr. Joker is running away with it with 117 points to Jin to win it in second on 82. Now, for your information, the top 15 score points, not just the top 10. 40 points for the race winner, 33 for second, 28 for third, 23 for fourth, and 20 for fifth, 17 for sixth, right all the way down to 15th position for 1 point. And you don't just get 1 point for the fastest lap, you get 2. Now, I believe the driver who finishes in the top 10 would be eligible for those 2 points. We've got a full 20-car grid for qualifying and the race. For your information as well, it's going to be a 3-part qualifying session where we lose the slowest 5 drivers at the end of Q1. The same for Q2, and then the top 10 battling it out for pole position in Q3. If you have just joined us for the stream, we do welcome you. Feel free to get involved in the conversation. We'll start to see the first car making its way out onto the circuit. That looks like an AlphaTauri. Is that Robo who's making his way out onto the track? It is. So Robo out on circuit then for AlphaTauri. Roman's Republic joining him as well in the Alfa Romeo. So going back to what I was saying about the championship, just whilst we're seeing cars going out on their outlaps. So Mr. Joker is in the lead on 117 points. It's Janitz in its second on 82. And it's close between Roman's Republic, Eugene, F1N, I think that's how you pronounce it, or Finn. They are just a point between each other, 54 points playing 53, playing 53. And then it's pretty much nip and tuck throughout the rest of the field. There is one driver who's making his debut this evening. As far as I know, that is Kalchuri, who is in the Red Bull. So in the teams championship, Ferrari are in the lead in all the CDR championships on 273 points, just 6 points ahead of Racing Point and McLaren. Now, as far as I know, there are three divisions, if you want to call them, in the CDR, otherwise known as the Kieran Dunn Racing, but more commonly known as CDR. So it's very close. Meanwhile, Robbo on a flying lap for AlphaTauri. What lap times could we expect in Q1? Robbo taking a wide line through 5 and then 6. Locking up into turn 8. He's got Ferrari coming up ahead of him. Bring down the back straight into turn 11. And the Ferrari, that looks like GJ Botta, who should be moving out of the way. That's not good driving that from GJ Botta. He should be moving out of the way. He's not even on a flying lap. And Robbo has backed off it. One of the stewards will have a look at that because that's a clear block from the Ferrari. Should be checking in his mirrors. That's not good driving at all. Sadistic King in the Alfa Romeo has also had his lap time invalidated. So who next is going to be crossing the line? Roman's Republic will post the first time then. It's a 1 minute 25.8. And Robbo does settle up to 1:42, but he will need to go out again. That's a clear waste of tyre life for the AlphaTauri, who was on course for a decent lap, I should think. Kalchuri going second on a 25.8. Then we've got a Renault crossing the line. It's Benz who goes third on a 26.2. And then we've got the Ferrari of Eugene next up. Probably go into the 1:26. 1:26s. It's a 26.0. Puts him ahead of Benz. We've got the other AlphaTauri of Pimis crossing the line to go up to fourth on a 26.2. We've got 2 racing points next up. Ginitz to win it, crossing the line goes to on a 25.8. And the Warrior going up to 5th on a 26.1. So lap time's fairly close so far in Q1. There's the Ferrari of GJ Butter. Who is about to complete a lap time of 1:29. That's a really poor lap time, that, from GJ Butter. And Robbo going into the gravel there. Probably still furious from being blocked by the Ferrari of Botta earlier on. Let's see who else is going to be crossing the line next. I think there's a Renault who's about to come through, who I think is not on a fast lap, so we'll come away from him. Big Balls Bells is on a fast lap, a 1:05 through sector 2. Can he carry that all the way through sector 3? And post a really, really quick time to get him out of that bottom 5. Rear wing is going to go wide open on the Renault, and it's a 26.3 for Big Balls Bells. He'll need an improvement if he's to book his place into Q2, I should think. Jay Hartnell is also on a fast lap in the McLaren, but he's got the racing point of the Warrior in the way. Now, does he get out of the way? Yes, he does. Jay Hartnell, don't think he lost any time. He crosses over the line, it's 26.9. It's a poor lap, that, from Jay Hartnell. Not a very good lap time at all. Robbo is on a fast lap in the AlphaTauri. Locks up into 11. Let's see what his second sector time is like. Perhaps a 1:05. It's a 1:53. And he's 0.4 up from where he was before, when he was setting that lap time before he backed off, when he got held up by the Ferrari of Botta. But I think he could well go into the 1:25s with this lap. No, it's going to be a 1:26.8, and that puts him 9th. Jakob Nagel is on a fast lap in the Haas. What lap time can he produce in this session? Jakob Nagel, 6th in the championship on 37 points. It's been fairly strong so far. So his sector 2 time is like it's going to be a 1:04, I should think, or 1:05. It's a low 1:05. And he's about to come through the last 2 turns of 14 and 15. Coming down the start-finish straight. It wasn't the best line he took there, but it's a 1:26.6. And he will need to go again, I should think, with that one. Have we got a Ferrari that's about to cross the line? We know we've got a Mercedes about to cross the line to start a flying lap. That's Jai Hu. Here's Jay Hamster. 9th fastest for him. Here's Robbo, who'll be coming back into the pits. Here's one. Here's Ruin. About 2 coming over the line, and he goes up to 3rd with a 25.8. That's a decent time. What about total pace? Because he's about to finish his first time lap. Just about keeps the car within the confinements of the racetrack. Total Peas. Just looking to see where he is in the championship. He's very much in the midfield at the moment, but he goes fastest so far on a 25.2. That's a very fast lap time. Jaihu's had his lap invalidated and will need to go again. Here's Noodles. In the Red Bull, coming into turn 10. Just entering the second time being. It's going to be a 1 minute 5.3. It's not the fastest we've seen. So we've still got 5 drivers who have yet to post a lap time in Q1. Less than 8 minutes to go. Rear wing open on Noodles' car. 13th fastest for him. Jaihu is also on a lap for Mercedes. Nice apex through turn 10. Rear wing open. He really needs a fast lap here. I'm not sure if it's the best lap he's on, to be honest with you. It's a 1 minute 6.3. He's well off the pace, if I'm honest. He could well go between Jay Hartnell and Botta with this lap time he's about to produce. He hits the polystyrene board as well. I won't do him any favours. In fact, he's had his lap time invalidated again. So if I was Jaihu, I'd just come back into the pits if I was you, mate, and just get another set of tyres on. Otherwise, you're going to run out of time. Finn has already had his lap time invalidated for exceeding track limits. Who is next up? It's Michael in the Haas. Rear wing open. Can he get the car slow down into turn 4? He can. Uses a little bit of curb, but not too much. And Jin to win it has decided to not do any more running in Q1. He's confident enough to get into Q2, it seems. Michael has got no traffic to deal with in front of him. Turn 10 he goes through. Rear wing open. And now he's coming towards turn 11. Michael with a 1 minute 4.6. That's a great second sector time throughout the lap so far. Just about keeps the car within the track limits. Jaihu's had another lap time invalidated. I don't know why he's continuing on, to be honest with you. He should just be coming back into the pits and get another set of tyres on. But Michael is coming round to complete his lap, and it's at 1 minute 26 dead. Here's Statistic King. Yet to post a time so far. Now, Jaihu's tyres are going to be, well, to be honest, not even qualifying standard, to be honest with you. Just come back into the pits, mate. Total P's confident enough to get into Q2 as well. I'm sure he'll make it into Q2 with that lap time he's posted. Statistic King coming into sector 2. It's a 1 minute 5.0. Coming on to the back straight now. Now I think we may well see a 1 minute 26, I should think. And it's going to be a 1 minute 26.3 that puts him 12th. But I'd like to think he'll need to go back out there again. Now Jaihu Will he come into the pits this lap, or will he just go on and complete the lap he's on? No, he's coming to the pits. That's probably the right decision, if I'm honest with you. I'm not sure he needed to be speeding like that, to be honest with you. I'm not sure if there is a rule when it comes to speeding in the pits during qualifying. Here's Finn, who's about to start what could be his final flying lap of Q1. And Noodle's getting a 5-second penalty, 5-place grid penalty for blocking. Yeah, I think for illegal blocking, it looks like it. So he will be starting 5 places further down from where he qualifies. I mean, to be honest, Bottas should have been penalised for illegally blocking. Who was it that he blocked earlier? Just trying to remember. It was Robbo that he had impeded on that lap. But here's Finn, who's in desperate need of a better lap. Robbo, 3/10 up through sector 1. He's in need of an improvement. So we've got Robbo and Finn both in the bottom 5. Nearly half a second up through sector 2 for Robbo. Probably looking at getting in front of Statistic King and maybe Big Balls Bowles actually as well, to give himself some form of buffer for when the other drivers complete their last flying laps. Robbo coming out of turn 15 onto the pit straight DRS open, and it's going to be a 1 minute 26.6. So he did lose time in the last sector there, Robbo, but he's out of the bottom 5 for now at least anyway. Finn goes up to 6th on a 1 minute 25.8. That's a good time for him. That should see him through. Jay Hartnell is on a flying lap in the McLaren. And so that Bottas is not going to be going back out again to do another lap. So that's him out of qualifying. Jay Hartnell coming through now for McLaren. Rear wing going to be open. And 10th fastest it is for him. And out of the bottom 5 he goes. Ruin has had enough of Q1, so he should be making it into Q2 with what he's produced so far. Noodles, half a second up through sector 2. Can he get himself out of the bottom 5? The driver at risk is Jay Hamster. I wouldn't expect him to be where he is at the moment, but he's out on track right now. And Noodles goes 9th fastest. Now, Big Balls Bowles and Statistic King are at risk here because the 14th and 15th, Jay Hamster is just starting his final flying lap now. Robbo's on a fast lap, or he's just about to start his final flying lap. And Jakob Nagel is on a fast lap in the Haas. Let's see what Nagel's sector 2 time is like. He's nearly a 10th up from his previous best, so we'll stay with him. 15 seconds to go before the checker flag falls. I believe that Nagel will get over the line after the checker flag starts waving. There it is, over the line, 17th fastest, so Nagel is out of qualifying. Robbo on a fast lap in the AlphaTauri. Jay Hamster, he needs a good lap here, a better lap time than before. So we know that Jakob Nagel will be out of qualifying, as is Botta. They're both not going through. Jay Hamster, quarter of a second up from his previous best in sector 2, locks up into 13. There's a Mercedes up ahead of him, but shouldn't be too much of a problem for him. So Jay Hamster coming through, or he locks up again into 14, doesn't want to be locking up too much. Jay Hamster coming into the finish line, and 12th fast as it is, and Big Balls Bowles and Statistic King are out of qualifying as they drop into 16th and 17th positions. Jahu makes it through, but what about Robbo? His lap time wasn't so good, so he's going to be heading out of qualifying. So we've got our slowest 5 drivers. Big Balls Bells, Sadistic King, Yako Nagel, Robbo, and GJ Botter. Those 5 will not go through into Q2. Patson89 just saying, raid. He's raiding with a party of 2. Welcome to the stream, Patson. Good to have you. Now we're interested to see which drivers will try and make it into Q3 on the mediums. I'd imagine that Total Peace will try and make it into Q3 on the mediums. What about the others? We don't know yet. So just a reminder as to who is out of qualifying. Big Balls Bells, Sadistic King, Nagel, Robbo and Botter. Those 5 are out. And take note that Noodles has got a 5-place grid penalty to serve for illegally blocking another driver during that Q1 session. Table Piece fastest by 3/10. Will he decide to go onto the mediums to begin with and see where he is once he's done his first run? Here we are with Q2. Don't worry, it's not lap 1 of 26. That's a glitch. So this is to lose the next 5 drivers, the next 5 slowest drivers. Now we can start to see a car heading out on circuit. It's one of the Alfa Romeos. That'll be Roman's Republic because his teammate Sadistic King is already out of qualifying. He's gone out on the medium compound. And Fenn going through. So there are 4 drivers out on circuit now. We've got the Alfa Romeo of the Republic. So we've got the Republic on medium tyres. Who else is out on circuit on mediums? I think all of them are out on circuit who are on the mediums. So we'll need to see how it plays out, actually. Although Finn is on the soft compound. He'll be looking to start his flying lap without being impeded by any traffic. Crossing the start-finish line now. And begins his first flying lap of Q2. Took him some time to get that lap in Q1. But he made it. Coming into turn 4. Right on the board of him. And it's 27.7 through sector 1. What's he like through sector 2? We'll find out in a moment. Gets through turn 8. Not the best way round. Turn 9 not so bad. Turn 10, excellent. Nice turn into turn 10. No wheel spin on the exit. That's a nice line there through 11, very smooth indeed. What's his time in sector 2 going to be like? It's going to be a 1 minute 4.6. So can Finn get off to a good start here in Q2 on the soft compound? Didn't take the best line through 14. Which will compromise his exit speed coming into the start from straight. It's a 26.0. What about the Alfa Romeo of Roman's Republic on the mediums? Coming through, and it's a 26.9. There's a massive difference there between the two compounds. The Ferrari of Eugene is next, 27.5. That's even slower than Roman's. We've got a Red Bull and Renault line astir. Benz is not on a fast lap at the moment. And Calchuri's lap time has been invalidated, so I think Benz is going to be starting his first proper lap time, I should say. That lap of his was rather more unrepresentative, but he's on his way again, so we'll cut away from him. Noodles is not going to be setting that time. He had his lap time invalidated for exceeding track limits. What about the racing point of the Warrior? So 1 minute 6 so far through sector 2. It's not a particularly quick lap, is this one. Rear wing open. Over the line, it's going to be a 1 minute 27.6. Goes in front of the Benz. Jaihu is on a better lap, I think, than the racing point. It's a 1 minute 27.7. Goes ahead of him. Oh, he does not go ahead of him, sorry. He's a 10th down on him. But it shows how much time you can find on the softs in comparison to the mediums. Big, big difference. We've got a Ferrari coming through as well. Take Eugene on a better lap than before. It's a 27.3, so it's a better lap time than last time around. Let's have a look to see what Benz's lap time is like. 1 minute 5.6 through sector 2. Nearly 1.5 seconds up from last time around when he was doing his prep lap. So very much on course to get into a mid 1 minute 27, or perhaps a low 27. It's a low 27. It's 1.9 seconds faster than his previous lap. That puts him ahead of Eugene, the Warrior, and Jaihu. So not a bad lap time there from Benz, who is next across the line. Looking at the AlphaTauri of Pimis. Is the ERS running out? 1 minute 27.3, not a bad lap time. Just under a 10th away from Benz's time in the Renault. What about total Ps? Or Jaihu? Is Jaihu going to be coming in at this lap? He is, yes. So we'll go back to total Ps, who will be looking to excel on the medium compound. 26.4, that's a great lap time. He's only 4/10 away from the fastest that was set by Finn on the softs. Not a bad lap indeed. I wonder if Pimis is doing another lap actually in the AlphaTauri. So I think Pimis half a tenth down through sector 1 from his previous best lap. So we'll stay right with him in case he does manage to find time by the second time in Bean. It's a 1 minute 5.6. He's nearly 3/10 up. So this could put him ahead of Roman's Republic in third place. Jay Hamster crosses the line for Williams on a 1 minute 27.5. Not the best of lap times, so he'll probably need to go back out on a set of softs to guarantee his place in Q3. Pimis crosses the line to go up to 4th on a 27.1. And who else is also out on track? I wonder if Total Ps will be looking to improve. He's not, so we'll go back to Ruin in the McLaren. 1 minute 27.3, not a bad lap indeed. 1 minute 27.3, so it's a 1 minute 5.6 through sector 2. Benz is going to be coming in at this lap. He is, yes. So 1 minute 5.4, decent lap time so far from the McLaren. There's the Mercedes just going offline onto the runoff area to avoid impeding Ruin. Through 14 and 15 he goes. It's going to be a 1 minute 26.9, puts him 4th on the leaderboard, so not a bad lap time there from Ruin. That might get him into Q3 if he's lucky, but don't be at all surprised if he needs to go back out on a set of the softs. Calciuri has had another lap time invalidated, so that's no time on the board yet for him. But he's carrying on. He thinks he's got some time tyres left in him. He's only got about 50% of ERS, so he needs to make the lap count before he does come back into the pits. Jay Hamster on a better lap than before. Goes up from 8th to 6th on a 27.2. That's more like it from him. And Pimis is not on the fast lap. He's coming back into the pits at the end of this one, I think. 27.9 set to 1 for Calciuri. Can he produce a better lap than before? Well, I say better lap than before, as long as it's legal. This will be his first time lap of the session. His teammate Noodles is carrying a 5-place grid penalty for illegally blocking another driver in Q1. So 1 minute 5.3 in sector 2. He's coming up to the McLaren now, who wisely goes off the racing line to move out of the way. Calciuri in the Red Bull. Are we going to see him getting into the top 10? He goes up to 5th on a 26.9. Now, if you get into the 26s on the mediums, you've got a good chance of getting through. In the low 27s, is not going to be enough. Now, who else is on a fast lap at the moment? No, James Hamster is not. Table Peas feels he's done enough to get into Q3, and I think so too. So he'll be watching from the sidelines, probably take the opportunity to get a drink or something. Jaihu in the Mercedes on the soft compound. This may put him ahead of Table Peas if he finds enough time in the last sector. Just over 4 minutes remaining now. And it's a 25.9 that puts him fastest. So there is a lot of time to be found on the softs, especially with the track evolving. Who else is on a fast lap at the moment? The Warrior goes, or Jay Hartnell goes 11th fastest on the mediums. Janet to win it is also on a lap in the Racing Point. 27.9 through sector 1. The Warriors' lap time has been invalidated as well. Noodles has just started his flying lap on the softs. What can... I wonder if Calciuri is coming back into the pitch. Yeah, he is. So we'll go back to Janet to win it, who hasn't posted a lap time yet in this session. And it's a 1 minute 5.2. It's better than some drivers in the session, so he's got an opportunity to close in. So 26.7 for Janet to win it, puts him 4th fastest. That could well see him through, but that's no guarantee. And Jay Hartnell not on a particularly fast lap. He may want to come back into the pits to get another set of tyres on. He's only got 2.5 minutes remaining, so he needs to be very, very quick to get over the line before the checkered flag. Niels is on a fast, well, I say he's on a fast, so he's probably on a prep lap to burn some of the fuel he's got in his Red Bull before he goes for his his last flying lap. And Finn 12. Not sure why he's out on circuit at the moment. He's probably on a used set of the soft compound, but does he need to be out there again? Not so sure. Perhaps maybe the track improving. So in the bottom 5, we've got Eugene, Jane Hartnell, the Warrior, and Noodles, and Michael as well, who's yet to post a time. He's out on circuit at the moment, so he'll get round before the checker flag falls. Oh, he's gone into the barrier. Noodles has crashed. Now, I'm not sure what that is all about there, but he completely wrecked his front wing, and that is surely his qualifying over. That is a very, very bizarre incident there. I hope that wasn't intentional. And compounding with his grid drop, that's his qualifying over for Noodles. He'll start at the back of the grid. Jay Hartnell in the pits. He's not got enough time to go round, so he's out of qualifying. The Warrior's out is on his out lap. Eugene on a flying lap for Ferrari, so we'll stay with him. He's 11th fastest on the 27.3 on the mediums. And he's out there on the soft compound, so he should be faster significantly to everyone else. The Finn goes even faster with his time of 25.5. What is this lap time going to be for Eugene? This may be a low 26, I would imagine. It's a 26.2. That puts him ahead of Total Peace and Jinnit to win it. Pimis is out there for AlphaTauri. The Warrior is also on the fast lap for Racing Point. Noodles is out of qualifying. Michael is on a fast lap as well. Jay Hamster's down to 11th with his time, so he needs a faster time to get into Q3. The checker flag is out. We know Jay Hartnell and Noodles won't be going through. And the drivers at risk, I would say, are Pimis, Kalchuri, Ruin, and possibly Romans Republic, because it's possible that Pimis, Hamster, Warrior, and Michael could all set faster times. In fact, Romans Republic, I think, will be safe, but Ruin, Kalchuri, and Pimis will be the ones in danger. But here's Pimis on the soft compound for AlphaTauri. What's this lap time going to be for him? He'll be out of the bottom 5. How high up will he be? 6th at the moment on a 26.4. What about the Racing Point of the Warrior? He's lost time. He's had his lap time invalidated, so he won't be going through. Kalchuri's crossed it. He's in the pit, so he won't be going through either. Jay Hamster 12th fastest at the moment, but I think he's going to put his Williams out of the bottom 5. Goes up to 4th. That pushes Ruin into the bottom 5, and he is out of qualifying. Romans Republic can breathe a huge sigh of relief because he's made it through by 9,000ths of a second. So the 5 drivers who've lost in Q2 are Ruin, Kalchuri, Jay Hartnell, the Warrior, and Noodles. And of course, let's not forget, Noodles does have that 5-place grid penalty, so he'll be starting right at the back of the grid. So the drivers making it through on the mediums, Total P's, Jinnit to win it, Michael, and Romans Republic. That's not the last of qualifying. There's still one more session to come, a 12-minute Q3. I'm just waiting for the drivers to come back into the pits, and in a few moments' time, Q3 will begin. Jack Taylor saying FRL Benz, who races for Renault, is in every league. The guy who plays F1 24/7. I'd be inclined to agree with that with you, Jack. So the 5 drivers who have lost in qualifying in Q2 are Ruin, Kalchuri, Jay Hartnell, the Warrior, and Noodles. Just looking to see if there's any drivers who have picked up good penalties during that. There doesn't appear to be. So Q3 beckons. Who will take pole position here in Sakhir? Here we are for Q3. The remaining 10 drivers will battle it out for pole position. There's no points on offer in this league for pole position, so the drivers are going to have to do their almighty best to get to the front of the grid, especially those who will be starting the race on the medium tyres. Total Peace is one of them. Michael in the Haas is the second of the four. Roman's Republic and Ginnett's Winnet are the other two. You can see a gaggle of drivers making their way out onto the circuit now. We've got an Alfa Romeo, we've got a Racing Point, we've got a Williams, we've got a Mercedes, we've got the other Mercedes heading out. So it looks as though it's going to be busy between now and the end of qualifying. You have just joined us, we do welcome you. Feel free to get involved in the conversation. We've got 8 out of the 10 drivers out on the circuit now. Jay Hamster and Michael will probably wait until there's a gap in the traffic before they choose to come out. In fact, Jay Hamster is making his way out on circuit now, so Michael's the only one still in his garage. Ginnett's Winnet, can he be in the frame for pole position in Sakhir? Well, we've missed it, Joker not racing this week. He's got a good opportunity to close the gap in the title race. He could even lead the championship at the end of this one, Ginnett's Winnet, if he was to come away victorious. But this is Q3. Starting the first flying lap of his in this final part of qualifying. .27.7 is a good time through sector 1. Through 9 and 10. Can you get the car hooked up through it? Just about. He made a quick upshift into 4th gear to keep the car within what the Americans would say within the power band, so that it keeps the revs very much in the same realm. Coming into the second time beam, 1 minute 4.7 is that time. Now, what time can we expect from Ginnett's Winnet? It needs to be a low minute 25 if he is to have any chance of being on pole, really. And this lap is going to be a 1 minute 26.1. That's not good enough for him, so he'll need to do better next time around. Roman's Republic goes to the top of the timing pages of 25.5. That's more like it. We've got the Mercedes of Total Peace going even faster on a 25.2. Finn goes up to 3rd on a 25.6. The other Mercedes of Jaihu up to 5th on a 26.4. Next up is the Ferrari of Eugene. Now Eugene, who is 4th in the driver's standings on 53 points. DRS Open, over the line he goes. It's a 25.8, 4th fastest for him. We've got a Renault of Benz coming through, and he goes 7th on a 26.7. That's a really poor lap time from him. Pimis has his lap time invalidated. Jay Hamster is next up for Williams. Doesn't take the widest of lines, to be honest with you, through 14. Using his ERS and DRS over the line, 7th fastest following on a 26.4. So Table P's has the upper hand over everyone else, 3/10 clear, but it's not over yet. How will the track evolve in the remaining moments of qualifying? I can imagine that Michael will remain in the pits until the last couple of minutes to begin what could be the only flying lap of his Q3 session. So Jai-Hoo, he's done well to get into Q3, to be honest with you. He's currently, just counting down my the numbers on here, he's 11th in the championship on 32 points. He's only 3 points behind Table P's, who didn't score points in the first 3 rounds. I don't know if he didn't take part in any of them, but still, consistent season so far. Pimis is out on a set of the softs. Now I'm just thinking, once he's done this lap, will he have enough time to get round to the pits, get a fresh set of softs on, and then go again? He may just change tack and actually just do his one flying lap in the gap. Luckily, this is not his flying lap. And Jai-Hoo on a better lap than before in the Mercedes. And he goes up to 5th ahead of Janet to win it. So Jai-Hoo on another lap, doing another lap on the soft compound is on. They've done 3 laps already. Has got himself up into 5th place ahead of Janet to win it. That's a great effort from him. Finn has done his qualifying session. 3rd will be the highest he'll qualify. Here's Pimis. He'll be starting what could be the only flying lap. Well, I say the only flying lap. He's had a lap time before that was invalidated. We've got a Ferrari going across the runoff area. That's Eugene. Now, I don't know if that's his own way of making up time. I'm not sure if there's any point in doing that, actually, when you've got another car coming up behind you. That is Pimis. Otherwise, out of the way. Pimis can carry on. You know, he needs to be in the high 27s to have any chance of getting into the frame for a top 5 grid spot. It's a 27.7 in sector 1, so that's good. It's a good time so far. Nailing the apex. That one gets a kick of overspin as he got the power down through on the exit of turn 8. 9 and 10. Not the best line by any means. So he's going to need to absolutely thrash that car through the remaining 5 corners of this circuit. Turn 11 is okay, but not fantastic. 12 is fine. What's he like through 13? This is the trickiest part of the track, ideally. Well, arguably, I should say, not ideally. Then we've got turns 14 and 15 to round up the lap. Takes a lot of curb on the way in and on the outside. And it's going to be a 1 minute 26.0. That puts him 6th fastest. And Eugene starting his flying lap now. Romans Republic about to complete his latest one. 2nd fastest so far. Can he go to pole position here? The answer is no. It's a better lap time than before, but he doesn't go faster than Total P. So Romans Republic stays in 2nd position. Now, will he choose to do another flying lap on this one? He could do. Jai was able to find more time than he did so before. We'll have a look through sector 1 here for Roman's Republic. Eugene's had a spin down at sector 2 coming into turn 8. No, his lap time is a lot slower, so we'll come away from him. Pimis has got his rear wing open. Now, can he find a lot of time? Is he coming through the second time in B now? I don't think he can now, so don't think Pimis is going to be any higher than 6th by the end of qualifying. Michael is out on circuit now for Haas. He's going for one time lap. Ben's beginning his latest and final flying lap. I think Eugene's backing off actually on this run. Now, what's Roman's Republic going to do? Because he's recharged the battery on this occasion. He may as well go for one more time lap. Or is he coming back into the pits? Yeah, you can see his fuel indicator flashing on the right hand side on the bottom. So he's back in the pits now. Ben's a 10th up through sector 1 from his previous best. Michael, who's on a flying lap at the moment. Ben's losing time actually. I wonder if he's made a mistake somewhere. So Ben's will be waiting to start another lap. Eugene starting his now. There's a 27.7. That's a quarter of a second down from his previous best in sector 1. So he's got a lot of time to find, has Eugene. So will we see improvements throughout the top 10 in the final moments of Q3? Eugene coming through turn 11. He'll take a smooth line through 12. And his sector 2 time it's better than before, but it's exceeded track limits. So Eugene will not go any higher than 4th on the grid. The checker flag is out now. So any driver starting a fast lap can complete it. Michael is out of the session, so he will start 10th on the grid regardless. Here's Benz. He'll be the next driver to complete a flying lap. That's potentially faster than before. Benz coming through turn 11. And it's a 1 minute 4.7, 3/10 up from his previous best. That would put him in front of Jay Hamster at this point. So Benz coming through for Renault. It's a nice line through 14 and 15. That should help him gain some time as he exits. Over the line, it's a 25.9, goes up to 5th. So he definitely gained some time in the last sector there. So Benz goes up to 5th place on the grid. Total P's on a fast lap before for Mercedes. He goes to pole position on a 24.8. A brilliant lap time from Total P's. That puts him nearly half a second clear, but not for long because Ginit to win it goes second on a 25.0. So he'll be starting on the front row next to him. Total P's on pole position for Mercedes for the Bahrain Grand Prix, the 6th round, or the 5th round, I should say, of this championship. So Total P's and Ginit to win it on the front row, Roman's Republic and Finn on row 2, Eugene and Benz on row 3, Jaihu and Pimis on row 4, James Hanster will start 9th ahead of Michael, who didn't set a time in Q3. Those two will start on row 5. That was an interesting qualifying session. What will the race bring? We'll find out soon enough. There's no points for pole position for Table Peas. The good news for him as well is that he'll start the race on the medium compound, but so will Jinnit to win it. Sorry for that pause there. Let's just run down on who we started on what. So the only drivers that are started on the soft tyres are those from Finn in 4th and to Jay Hamster in 9th. Total Peas, Jinnit to win it, Romans Republic, Michael, Ruin, Kalchuri, The Warrior, Yako Nagel, Botter and Noodles on mediums, Jay Hartnell, Big Balls Bells, Sadistic King, and Robbo on hards. So Tableplay's going very, very quickly around this formation. He's desperate for the race to start, but he'll be waiting on the grid for such a long time whilst his tyres are cooling down. I wonder if that will have an effect on him at the start. We'll see. So Table Peas on pole position, Jinnit to win it alongside him in second, just putting it into his grid spot now. And they've got quite a long way behind to see Romans Republic in there. And Finn. And they've got the rest in their own group. So Finn will start 4th on the grid behind Romans Republic. Eugene in 5th, ahead of Benz. Then it's Jaihu, ahead of Pimis. Jay Hamster, Michael, Ruin, Kalchuri, Jay Hartnell, The Warrior, Big Boss Bells, Sadistic King, Yeko Nagel, Robbo, Gotha, and Noodles, rounding out the 20 drivers on the grid. So we're just waiting for the lights to come on, which they do now. When we go out, we'll be racing here in Bahrain. It's lights out, and away we go. And Jinnit to win it seems to get off to a better start than Table Peas, and he's going to have the inside line into turn 1 they come. Jinnit to win it down the inside, but Table Peas keeps his nose in front. So, and into second place goes Eugene, who makes a cracking start from 5th place on the grid to get himself up to 2nd place. Jinnit to win it losing further ground as Finn comes up alongside, and he's into 3rd as they come into turn 4. The driver's jockeying for position. And we've got Pimis who's up to 7th for the driver. We've got Jinnit to win it, who nearly loses it going into coming out of turn 4, and he loses further ground to the others. We've got Pimis is up there in 5th place, or 6th position I should say. And it looks as though all the drivers have got through the first sector or so on to go. Well, we've got a spinner. We've got a Mercedes spinning round. That's Jai who wastes his qualified over and is out of the race. So Jai in the Mercedes crossed into the barrier and he won't be going any further. So whilst one Mercedes is out, the other is leading. Total Please leading Eugene, ahead of Finn. Then it's Benz in 4th place. Rome's Republic, Pimis in 6th. Kalchuri getting ahead of Jinit to win it, who's continuing to lose ground. Down in 8th. Ruin in 9th. And J Hamster in 10th place. So Total Please doing everything right so far, but can he keep it? Let's see how has gained what at the start. So position change. Kalchuri up from 12th to 7th on the opening lap. The leaderboard is glitching now, so we'll just come away from that and go back to the tyre graphics. So Total Please in front. We've got Rome's... Oh, I say it's Rome's Republic. He's not in 2nd place. It's Eugene who's 2nd. Then in 3rd place, we've got the... I want to go to Eugene, actually, which we do now. 3rd place is Spin. 4th place is Benz. The top 4 close together. Mystic Joker not racing. Jinitz had a golden opportunity to close in, or has a golden opportunity to close in the title race, but given the start he's had, it's not quite going well for him so far, considering he started on the front row. J Hamster going wide in the Williams. That's going to allow the McLaren of Wuren to pull alongside, and up into 9th place goes the McLaren. J Hamster losing ground and beginning to lose life, I think, on the tyres at this point. It won't be too long before we start seeing those who've started on the softs come in for their first pit stops. But Total Please continues to lead. There's no DRS for the first 2 laps. It does say it's lap 3, but we're not on lap 3 yet. We are now, though. As Total Please sets a new fastest lap. Finn in 3rd place, ahead of Benz. Then it's Rome's Republic and Kalchuri. Big Balls Bells playing alongside Jay Hartnell up into 16th place, looking to make up after a disappointing qualifying. Total Please doing a fine job so far. He could really do a victory. He missed the opening 3 rounds of the championship. And last week, just looking at where they raced at last week, once I get the calendar up, which I do now. So last week in Zandvoort, Total Please managed to come home in what looks like 2nd place. Well, he's in the lead now, and can he cement a title challenge if he was to go on and win here today? Now, Eugene will be behind him in 2nd, who's on the soft compound. Someone's gone for a spin. It's one of the AlphaTauris. It's Pimis. So Pimis has gone for a spin in the AlphaTauri. Has he picked up damage? Not quite sure yet, but he'll want to be coming into the pits soon anyway, as he did start on the soft compound. But coming to the end of lap 3, Total Please still out in front ahead of Eugene. Then it's Finn in 3rd, Benz in 4th. Rome's Republic looking to close down on those guys in 5th place. And Pimis is now in the pits for AlphaTauri. He'll be looking to get rid of those tyres as soon as he can, and I think there may be a front wing ready for him. Yeah, there is. So he goes onto the medium compound. And someone else is spun. Noodles is out. Noodles is in the barrier on the exit, what could well be turn 3, and we've got a virtual safety car. So the virtual safety car has been deployed. Oh, there he is. Parts on the side of the circuit in the barrier. Perhaps got the power down too much coming out of turn 2, which is seen him go off the road at turn 3. Pimis is back out on the circuit now. He's got a bit of clear track ahead of him, so he's got some time to make up a lot of places here. Remember, the top 15 do score points in the CDR. So if Pimis can get himself back into the top 15, he'll still be on course for at least a point. And we're back on the way now. Total P's start in front. Kalchuri getting a 3-second time penalty for exceeding track limits. Now Finn is all over the back of Eugene. He'll have DRS, but so will Eugene, as Eugene was within a second of Total P's at the detection point for the DRS zone, which they are going through now. Now Benz, Finn and Eugene started the race on the soft compound. Total P's in the lead started on the medium. We've got another spinner. The Warriors crashed out on the exit of the last turn. Now will we need a safety car because he's parked in quite a precarious position. Yeah, he's lost it on the exit of turn 14. And that's his race over there. So we've lost our third driver from this race. We're only on lap 5 out of 29. It looks as though that we're not going to get a safety car on this occasion. So the race carries on. We do get a virtual safety car. So it took a bit of time for the stewards to think about what was best to deploy following the Warriors' crash. But the virtual safety car is deployed for the second time. Now, if you're someone who's on the soft compound, do you choose to pit? Wait and see. The leaders are too far away from the pits at the moment. Well, they were back on the way now anyway. It was a very short virtual safety car, so Total P's has a chance to pull clear, and he's out of DRS range. Which is good news for Finn, because he can now make up ground on Eugene ahead of him. How soon will it before the leaders on the soft compound? And someone else has gone into the barrier. It's Pimis. Pimis has retired. So we've lost another car. He must have lost it on the exit of turn 7, or coming into turn 8, pushing way too hard. I hope that wasn't intentional. He probably didn't do it intentionally. But here we can change for a position as Finn goes up into second place now for Williams, ahead of Eugene, who's down to third place. But he may get his own back on him before turn 4, which he does so, rear wing wide open, and Eugene goes back into second place. So these two dice in for position. What's going on further behind? Do we see any other changes? Well, Big Balls Bells, through the mistakes of others, is up into 11th place, ahead of Sadistic King, both drivers who were knocked out in qualifying 1, and Ruins in the pits for a new front wing. Michael, who's running in 9th place, has picked up a 3-second time penalty for exceeding track limits. Now, we're on lap 6. When will the pit window open for those needing to pit? It'll be interesting to see what compound each of these three are going to go on, actually, whilst Total P's shoots off into the distance. Now, Finn will have DRS as the drivers come onto the start-finish straight, which they do now. DRS open on the Williams as the Ferrari pits. So Eugene taking the opportunity to get rid of those soft tyres, as is Benz. Now, what tyres are they going to go on? Let's have a look at Eugene. He's going on the mediums. Benz also going on the mediums. And we've got a battle going on here as Jay Hamster tussles with the Racing Point of Jinit to win it, what is now 5th position. Keep it clean, boys. There's still quite a long way to go yet in this race. Jinit to win it to the outside on better tyres at this stage than Jay Hamster. And it's Josh who has to concede at that point. So Jinit to win it back up into 5th place. Next up is Kalchuri, who's carrying a 3-second time penalty. And Eugene rejoined in relatively clean air by the looks of things. He's 5.5 seconds off Jay Hartnell. So he's got some clean air in front of him that he can use to close in on Total P's, who continues to extend the gap. Finn is now in 2nd place, but I'd imagine he'll be pitting at the end of this lap. Now, Jinit to win it will be looking to get past the Red Bull of Kalchuri very soon. Through turn 13 they go. 14 and 15 coming up now. Onto the start-finish straight they come. Can Ginit to win it pull alongside and go up into 4th place here? Calcieri goes defensive. Ginit to win it goes to the outside into turn 1. And I think that's a stung dump manoeuvre there for the Racing Point driver. Or was it? Contact made. And the Red Bull has surely picked up damage. Yes, he has. Calcieri's picked up damage on the left-hand side of his front wing. That's not good news for him. He's yet to come in for a stop in this race, but that's not going to affect... That's not going to do the aerodynamics or the handling of the car any good whatsoever. And Jay Hamster is in the pits for what looks like in the Williams. He started the race on the soft compound. Into the pits he came. Ooh, he tried to get out in front of Botta, who's right behind him. And he has done so, actually. It was a really, really awkward pit exit there for Jay Hamster. But he's out on track and fine. And someone else has had a moment, and it's Botta. Botta has spun. Oh, he's reset the car. He's reset the car back on the track, and that is not allowed in the rules at all. Now, in most sim leagues, that would be an instant disqualification. So I'd imagine the stewards will be looking at that. The footage will be reviewed if necessary. We've got our third virtual safety car of the race. Now, will Totalpiece take the opportunity to come into the pits? He won't do on this lap, but I can imagine Finn will most definitely take the opportunity to, and he does. So he's taken his soft tyres the first 8 laps of this one. Now, when will the virtual safety car end? And Finn goes on to another set of the soft compound. And he gets out surely in front of Eugene. He does. So Finn, with the virtual safety car ending, he's now in front of Eugene. And it's even better for him, actually, because Eugene has picked up a drive-through penalty for speeding under the virtual safety car as it was ending. So Eugene's race going from bad to worse now, which will see him lose 11th position to, well, effectively 3rd place to Benz. Bottas in the pits for a new front wing. But I'm sure the stewards will be falling in favour of the stewards following his decision to reset the car back onto the track, which you're not allowed to do in this particular sim league, in most sim leagues anyway. So Totalpiece out in front, 9 seconds clear of 2nd place Roman's Republic. Ginit to win it is 3rd. Then it's Calcieri in 4th with that damaged front wing to his car. Michael is in 5th place. He's got a time penalty as well. Ginit to win it also has a penalty to his name. Now, is that a drive? In fact, it's a drive-through. So 3 drivers got drive-throughs for exceeding the virtual safety car delta. Ginit to win it's one of them. Eugene's the second and Finn is the other. In fact, Eugene's come into the pits to serve his penalty now. So that's going to hand 2nd place surely to Benz in the Renault. And Eugene's going to lose so much time coming through the pits. Robbo goes up to 13th place. And Eugene will rejoin in 14th position. Seems to be all falling into place now for Totalpiece. Michael up to 4th place, passing Calcieri down at turn 10. Calcieri trying to get his own back, and his Totalpiece sets a new fastest lap of the race. That's a 1:29.6. That'll help him go towards getting those extra 2 points, which you do get for setting the fastest lap, providing you do finish in the top 10. Calcieri in 5th position right behind Michael. Can he get a move done into turn 1? Goes for it. Nice manoeuvre there from the Red Bull. But Michael will be coming back to try and complete the switch back on him. But doesn't quite do so. So Calciari up into 4th place now. I think he'll need to go defensive as Michael nearly makes contact with the Red Bull. Gets back alongside down into turn 4. Calciari completes the switchback. And that's 4th place to the Red Bull. Now Benz has got a 3-second time penalty for exceeding track limits. He's another one to fall foul of the stewards. Well, if it couldn't get any sweeter for Total Peace at the moment, well, it just has now. And Botta has... Oh, is that Botta? No, it's the other Ferrari of Eugene who's spun down at turn 1. Has he picked up damage in that? Probably not. No, he hasn't. So he's continuing on his way. But this race is going from bad to worse for him now. Now Finn will need to pit in this lap to serve the drive-through penalty. He may as well take it this lap because he's stuck behind traffic. And we've lost another driver. Eugene's crashed out. So Eugene has crashed out on the exit of turn 7. And this time, we've got a safety car. Now, I wonder if that accident was intentional by Eugene. So the stewards will want to have a look at that. But Total Peace, well, it's just gone past the safety car line before the safety car got to it. So he can go around another lap, take his pit stop, and then catch right back up to it again. Roman's Republic taking the opportunity to pit, as does Gint to win it. Michael is likewise. Jaco, Calciari, Finn as well. Jaco Nagel, statistic in fact, the majority of the field are pitting this lap. So we've lost 5 drivers from this race now. Eugene's out, as is Pimis, the Warrior, Noodles, and Jaihu. 15 still running. Now the good news for Botta actually is that the leader is almost catching up to him to lap him, but will not do so. So Botta will have the chance to get back on the lead lap. Now, if I was Botta, maybe go around another lap before coming in. So the safety car will most certainly bring the field right back up together. Botta carries on for another lap, which is the right thing to do. Total Peace coming into the pits. I'd imagine he'll go onto the hard compound tyres, which we'll see into the end of the race. There's no one else in the pits either, so he'll be out on his way before Big Balls Bells catches up to him. So now we're on lap 13 out of 29 in this race. We've had quite an incident-packed race in this one. Total Peace has led all the way since the beginning. His lead has been wiped out, but he's just come in for hard tyres, so he will retain his lead. Big Balls Bells is in the pits for Renault. He's just completed his stop actually, so Benz is coming into his box. Roman's Republic goes up into 2nd place, and Michael is up to 3rd. So after starting on the mediums, Michael can go to the end of the race on the hards if he wanted to, as could Calciari. Big Balls Bells could do so. Finn, likewise. Robbo, I think, is still yet to pit in this race, so he'll want to try and go a little bit longer on his hard compound. I think we could be in for an interesting finish to this Bahrain Grand Prix. So Total Peace just needs to focus on the safety car restart. I don't think the safety car will be coming in at the end of this lap. So now the safety car will go around at least one more time before this race does eventually get back underway. Oh, and Finn. Now, will he be able to retake his position? He did go wide, but I think he just got back onto the track before Robbo got ahead of him. Could have been costly for him there. Jay Hamster looking to make amends from 13th. He would get points for finishing in 13th place. That would earn him 3 championship points. Now, Jay Hamster is currently, as far as the championship is concerned, he is 9th on 35 points, with a best result of 6th in the second race of the championship. And the second race of the championship was in Mexico. Now, after Bahrain, we'll be going to the Red Bull Ring in Austria. Now, as far as the championship is concerned, with Jinnit to win it in 12th, which would see him only 4 points from this race. That would see Mystic Joker's lead being narrowed down, well, only narrowed down ever so slightly, to 31 points going into the next race of the season. Now, is the safety car going to be coming in this lap? Yes, it will be. So, Table Peas will take the opportunity to back the field up, and when he decides to go, when the safety car is well clear of the pack, he'll decide to go then. Now, Romans Republic's second place would see him earn 33 points. That would put him on to 87, which would see him jump up into second place in the championship. Eugene, with him out of the race, will be scoring no points today. Now, if you're Mystic Joker, you won't be feeling too down about how this race is going so far, missing it. And I think Table Peas has decided to go at this point, and he has done. So, Table Peas leads the race at the end of lap 14. We've got a battle for second place between Romans Republic and Michael, who goes wheel to wheel down the start-finish straight. Michael, will he be the later of the two to break into turn 1? No, it's not. So it's Romans Republic who goes slightly wide. Michael trying to do the switchback. Jinnit to win it has been disqualified for not taking the drive-through penalty after it was dished out to him. That's an embarrassment. He knew he was under a drive-through penalty. He knew how many laps he needed to complete that drive-through penalty under, and he's been disqualified. What an embarrassment. He must have forgotten to take it. But the rules state that under racing conditions, you must take your drive-through penalty within 3 laps. Now, we had 2 laps under the safety car, but we had already crossed the line twice before the safety car was deployed. So I'm afraid he's only got himself to blame for it. Why he didn't take the drive-through penalty sooner, I really, really do not know. But he's only got himself to blame for that. That is a really, really dumb move, as far as I'm concerned. You can have absolutely no complaints with that. Jinnit to win it. I mean, he could have just taken the drive-through penalty and then appealed it later, but no, he felt it was a good idea to stay out on the track and forget about it. Well, no, I'm afraid that doesn't work like that, I'm afraid, mate. So Michael's lost third place to the Red Bull of Kalchuri on the restart. Big Balls Bell's looking to pounce on his medium tyres. Oh, we got Ben's running into the back. Got a piece of Renault debris as hit the back of what looks like Sadistic King down into turn 1, and he's picked up damage. That's really bad news for Benz. He didn't really need that. And that's his chances of a podium finish gone now. Ruin in 11th place. I'll tell you one driver who's not pitted on the safety car. It's Botter. Why didn't he pit in onto the safety car? Why did he not pit in? And we've got another spinner. It's Jaco Nagel. Now, I'm just thinking, did he reset the car back onto the track? Because if he has, that would be an instant disqualification. He's got damage to his front wing, which is bad enough, but even so, you're still not allowed to reset your car back onto the track. So here's Kalchuri in 3rd place. There's no DRS for the first 2 laps of the restart. You can see Big Balls Bowles on these medium tyres looking to make a move on Michael for 4th place. Sadistic King getting ahead of Robbo for 7th. He's on fire on the restart, as is Big Balls Bowles. So 2 drivers who started the race at the back are making good ground so far on the safety car restart. We've got 2 drivers in the pits, or 1 driver in the pits, I should say. Ben's coming in. Ruin, I think he was trying to get the slipstream actually. Ben's in the pits, and he's calling it a day. That's a shame for Benz, because he was on course for a good result in this, perhaps like a top 5 finish. But all that has gone down the drain, I'm afraid, for this race, and he's out. So Kalchuri wouldn't have thought he'd be up there in 3rd place, neither with Roman's Republic, considering where both of them had qualified. But Big Balls Bowles, he's making up fantastic ground on these 2. Could he get into 2nd place? He may need to come into the pits for a change of tyres. But we've seen it before in races in Bahrain that a change to the soft compound on the last stint, you can make more progress than you think. So Jaco Nagel came into the pits for a new front wing. And I wonder if he did reset the car back onto the track. So the stewards will need to have a look at that post-race. Total P's in 1st position still, nearly 4 seconds in front of Roman's Republic. Kalchuri with DRS. Can he complete a move on the Alfa Romeo to get his Rebel up into 2nd place? Roman's Republic trying to get out of the slipstream. He doesn't need to go too defensive down into turn 1. And Robbo in the pits for AlphaTauri. Did he pick up damage, I wonder? Because he hasn't been on those... Well, this is his first scheduled stop, actually. So Robbo coming in for a change of tyres, going onto the mediums. And out he goes. So he'll rejoin ahead of Jaco Nagel in 12th place. So he's definitely on course for some points. And I'm just trying to find the rules in regards to when it comes to resetting the car back onto the track. But whilst I'm looking for it, we can see a battle for 2nd place as Kalchuri goes to the inside of Roman's Republic down into turn 11. What a move from Kalchuri! And that puts his Rebel up into 2nd place. Or can Roman's Republic fight back? He may well do on the start-finish straight. And all of that is allowing Big Balls Bowles to close in on the pair of them. So the more these 2 fight, the closer Big Balls Bowles will get to them. Now, looking at the rules, and Roman's Republic has got back into 2nd place now ahead of Kalchuri. But I've got a feeling that Kalchuri will fight his way back as they come down into turn 4. DRS open on the Red Bull, and still no change there. Ruin and Jay Hamster battling over 8th. Around the outside goes Ruin, but Jay Hamster has it covered and protects his position. Now those on the medium size will, I think, starting struggle. You can see Kalchuri get back ahead of Roman's Republic into 2nd place as they exited turn 8. Now, keep Big Balls Barrels make a lunge down the inside into turn 11. Romans Republic and Big Balls Barrels will have DRS, but I think the Raveno is going to have the high ground into turn 11, but he stays slotting in behind the Alfa Romeo. So I'm just trying to have a look to see about the resetting the car back onto the track as well. So according to Article 4 of the CDR rules document, do not reset to the track at any cost. Resetting the track will result in a quali ban. If you reset to the track multiple times, you'll get a race ban. So it may not be a disqualification, but most certainly a quali ban. But to me, it would be an instant disqualification. Romans Republic getting back on the inside of Calciuri goes up into second place. Big Balls Bells, Michael and Jay Hartnell closing in on these guys as well. So Total Please continuing to extend the gap out in front. There's a battle also going on between Statistic King, Jay Hamster and Ruin for 7th place. And Jay Hamster's picked up a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. So he's one of 3 drivers now who are still running in this race who have got a time penalty to their name. Going back to the battle for second. This is very intense, this now. This should go right all the way to the end because we've got those on the hard tyres, tossing amongst themselves. Big Balls Bells on the mediums, Jay Hartnell on the mediums, Michael is also on the hards. And Calciuri picks up a time penalty for exceeding track limits. Didn't need to do that, really. And that's going to cost him time. That's going to cost him badly. And down the start finish straight they go. Big Balls Bells to the outside. Calciuri, can he out-drag him into turn 1? He can. So the Red Bull stays in second place. Oh, he got a lot of wheel spin. He got a wheel. Oh, he's made contact. Now, was there damage to Big Balls Bells' car? I think he might just have got away with it, but that was very, very close. Michael to the outside of the Red Bull. Can he do the switchback? Coming out of turn 4. He's alongside through turn 5 and 6. In fact, the Red Bull had better drive out of it, but not as well as Michael on the exit of 7. But the Red Bull still keeps his foot in there. Michael out on the curbs, and that allows Big Balls Bells to go up into 3rd place now, behind the Alfa Romeo of Romans Republic. It's got 9 laps to go. Total Pieces gap, nearly 6 seconds. So go back to the battle for 4th place. This is Michael all over the back of Calciuri. DRS will be open on the Haas. And Michael pulls out of the slipstream alongside. I don't think Calciuri will fight out on this occasion. He'll get DRS though, going on to the back straight before turn 4. But I think Michael's got this one covered, you know. Unless Calciuri has anything to say on that, which he doesn't. And Botta coming into the pits, probably for another set of the soft tyres to get through to the end of the race. Total P's continuing to stretch out his margin. Big Balls Bells looking to get the job done on Romans Republic very, very soon. So Big Balls Bells looking to complete the move on Rome's Republic. Table piece setting a new fastest lap on 1 minute 29.0. Big Balls Bells looking to get up into second place in the Renault. To the outside he goes. Pulls alongside. Can the Alfa Romeo fight back? Gets his elbows out. Goes a little bit too deep, but that was very, very risky, but it was worth it. So he gets up into... Well, he keeps hold of second place for the time being, and he's got DRS. So Rome's Republic, very, very clever in defending his position for more reasons than one. Kalchuri looking to get back ahead of the Haas of Michael. But he spins. Kalchuri spins, trying to overtake him. Through the polystyrene boards he goes. Now he's got to be careful not to reset back onto the track, otherwise he will be in trouble. The car was ghosted to allow those who were on track to go through, but he's rejoined back down in 9th place. That's really bad news for Kalchuri. He didn't really need that. So all of that has allowed Michael and Jay Hartnell to fight it out with each other for 4th. Going back to the battle for 2nd though. Rome's Republic not out of the woods by any stretch. Coming into turn 14. Oh, Big Boss Bell spins! Into the barrier he goes! Oh, that's terrible luck for Big Boss Bell. Didn't need that. And he's out. And we've got another virtual safety car. So whilst Kalchuri had been in the wars, Big Boss Bells has spun it. Pushing too hard onto the curbs, and his race is over. What an incredible development. So the virtual safety car has been deployed. Now, will anyone take an opportunity to pit in? It won't be any of the top 10 because they've already gone past the pits. But could Robbo decide to go onto a sort of the soft compounds maybe and go for the fastest lap? He decides not on this occasion. What about Yako Nagel? Will he go onto the soft tyres? No. So I don't think Bottas will do either. So no one taking the decision to pit in. But Big Balls Bell's exit has promoted Michael up into 3rd place now, but he's carrying that time penalty. And as it stands, Jay Hartnell will go up onto the podium. We've got just over 5 laps to go of this race now. Total P's leads. What an incredible race we've had so far here. Plenty of incidents. Kalchuri goes to the inside. Makes contact with the Alfa Romeo of Statistic King. Now Kalchuri's already been in trouble with the stewards once. Doesn't want to be in trouble again. And with that spin he had earlier on, which didn't do any favours. He's made it even worse for himself now. He's cut the corner and he's got himself a time penalty for good measure. And Kalchuri, I think, is going to struggle to fend off Ruin. But having said that, he's coming into the pits, getting a set of soft tyres on. Now, is he calling it quits? Or is he going to go and put a set of the soft tyres on and go for the fastest lap? He's putting a set of soft tyres on. Now, he'll rejoin ahead of Robbo, who's just coming out of turn 14. So Kalchuri will still stay in 9th place by the looks of things. Yeah, he's far enough ahead, so he should be okay. And he joins in 9th position, does the Red Bull, and can go and set the fastest lap, which would earn him 2 points. Could have been so much more for him today. It really, really could have been. So Jay Hamster is now in 5th place. He's got a 3-second time penalty to his name. Now, Ruin, who is 6th, is 2.8 seconds behind him. So if Jay Hamster can pull out a 3-second margin on him, that would see him keep hold of 5th. The closest battle we've got out on track now is between Ruin and Statistic King for 6th. Finn is also right in there as well. So we could see him in that battle. And Statistic King determined to try and get his Alfa Romeo within a second of Ruin. Now Ruin and Statistic King and Finn are on mediums that have been on those cars for as long as each other. Now Kalchiri in 9th place is carrying, I think it's a 6-second time penalty. Oh, it's a 9-second time penalty. So he would need to put a 9-second gap on Robbo to keep hold of 9th position. Now I think, considering that he's on much fresher tyres and he's set in purple sectors, I'd imagine he will have a 9-second gap over Robbo by the end of the race. Just what might have been for Kalchiri. And Table P's with a new fastest lap of 1 minute 28.6. And it looks though that Bottas had a moment down at turn 1 but continued. Now Finn locks up into turn 14. DRS will be open on the Williams. But he'll be too far back to have a go from there. Now can Kalchiri set a new fastest lap of the race here? With him on the fresher tyres, the soft compounds. He does so comfortably. It's with 1:27.1. And he's 7 seconds clear of Robbo now. We're now with 3 laps remaining. He should, providing he does not get any more time penalties, he should keep hold of that position. Statistic King, 1.2 seconds behind Ruin. Finn, just a second behind the Alfa Romeo. Can he get DRS when they get onto the back straight of between turns 10 and 11? He will do. Rear wing open, and Finn can go after his prey. Finn now with half a second behind Statistic King. We could well see a change of position as they come down the start finish straight. 2 laps to go here now. Can Finn get the job done? I think he may well do. Statistic King's going to have to go defensive. He doesn't do so. So Finn goes up into 7th place. Now Jay Hartnell is over 3 seconds behind Michael. So Michael would keep his place on the podium with the time penalties added. Jay Hamster is now only... Ooh, how far is he behind? He's 3 seconds ahead. Oh, there's a battle going on behind us. Finn and Statistic King continue to do battle. And Finn... Oh, that's a bit naughty that from Finn. He should have backed out of it. Should not make contact like that. Carrying on as they are. Now Ruin is 2.3 seconds behind Jay Hamster. Jay Hamster not having a good lap so far. Keeps locking up too much actually. But Total Peas is about to start the final lap of this Bahrain Grand Prix. 11 seconds in front as well, even with the virtual safety cars and the safety car. He's done everything right in this race, nothing wrong at all. Go back to the battle for 7th position. A Statistic King and Finn go for one final battle, or could it be the first of a few battles on the last lap? Finn gets up to 7th place with the use of DRS. Not sure if Statistic King's going to have anything to fight back with on that one. And so Finn goes up into 7th place. Statistic King will have DRS. I has to slot in behind, takes to the curbs. Has to slot back in there, so no change. We're on the last lap then. Tail P's just lapping the Ferrari of Bottas. It's been a brilliant drive from him. Dominant, absolutely dominant. The safety car didn't deter him. He just focused on his own driving, didn't worry about those behind. It's been a convincing victory for Table Peas and well deserved as well. Through the last 2 turns, onto the pit straight for the last time, Table Peas, in a dominant display, wins the Bahrain Grand Prix for Mercedes, his first win of the season. Romans Republic will finish in 2nd place, just ahead of Michael, who will hold on to 3rd with that time penalty added. What a brilliant drive it's been from him. So Romans Republic and Michael on the podium. Jay Hartnell will be 4th for McLaren. A good drive from him. Jay Hamster in 5th. What about Ruin? He's missed out on 5th place by a 10th of a second. So Jay Hamster coming home in 5th place. Ruin is 6th. Finn is 7th. Statistic King 8th. And waiting for Kalchuri to cross over the line in 9th place. What a difficult race it's been for him. Robbo will be 10th. That's not a bad effort from him. Yako Nagel will be in 11th place. And he will be the last driver on the lead lap. Botta, a lap down, is 12th. So it's a brilliant effort from Table Peas. Excellent stuff from him. And doing it in style as well. Now those 40 points will move him on to 75 points now. Puts him up to 4th in the championship, I believe. We'll work out the points total in a moment. But we can see the drivers out onto the podium. Table Peas absolutely delighted with his race result. Romans Republic and Michael will be happy with their 2nd and 3rd place finishes. Will we see more of this next time out in Austria? So a rundown on the final classification of the Bahrain Grand Prix. Table Peas is the winner by 13 seconds. It's Romans Republic in 2nd place. Michael is 3rd for Haas. Jay Hartnell 4th. Jay Hamster 5th. And it's Ruin in 6th place, ahead of Finn. Statistic King in 8th. Great drive, actually, after starting 16th on the grid. Kalchuri 9th. He'll be disappointed with that, considering being in the top 3 throughout most of that one. Robbo 10th. Yako Nagel 11th. Botta, the last of the finishers, in 12th place. Big Boss Bells, Benz, Jinit to win it, Eugene, Pimis, The Warrior, Noodles, and Jai, who did not finish. So looking at the championship standings, Mystic Joker remains on 117 points, and Romans Republic's 2nd place moves him on to 87. Jinit to win it remains on 82, and Table Peas moving up to 4th place in the driver's standings. He's now on 75. That's all for today, folks. And just to let you know the gap in the championship, it's now what I believe, and in the points of Romans Republic, it's now 87. So it's a 30-point gap between Mystic Joker and Romans Republic in the Drivers' Championship. That's all for today, folks. Next time out, the CDR will be racing in Canada. Now, for the C1 event, it will be this time next week, so Friday the 21st of May, 8:30 p.m. British Summer Time. I'm Tom Cairns, and I'll speak to you again soon when the CDR returns.